Hey everyone, it's the loading bar. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been frustrating a lot of us: Ethereum gas fees. Specifically, we're going to be looking at why these fees seem even worse when you're using a Coinbase smart wallet. If you've ever tried to buy an NFT, dabbled in DeFi, or just sent some ETH, you know the pain of seeing those gas fees eat into your crypto. So, in this video, we're going to break down why gas fees are so high on Ethereum, why Coinbase smart wallets seem to make it worse, and what you can do about it. Stick around, because I'm going to give you some practical tips to minimize those fees and keep more of your crypto in your wallet. Alright, let's start by understanding the root of the problem: network congestion. Think of Ethereum like a highway. When there are only a few cars on the road, everything moves smoothly. But when everyone and their grandma decides to hit the highway at the same time, things get congested. When there's a lot of activity, people buying NFTs, trading on decentralized exchanges, or using decentralized apps, the network gets clogged. And just like in a traffic jam, things slow down, and you end up paying more to get where you need to go. In this case, you're paying more in gas fees to get your transactions processed. Ethereum has a limited throughput, which means it can only process a certain number of transactions per second. This limitation means that when the network gets congested, those gas fees can skyrocket. So, we've talked about network congestion, but there's another layer to this gas fee madness, and that's what they call gas wars. Miners on the Ethereum network are the ones who process your transactions. They're like the tow truck drivers in our traffic jam analogy. They're the ones who can get you moving again. But miners are incentivized to prioritize transactions with higher gas fees. It's like offering a bigger tip to the tow truck driver to get to the front of the line. This bidding war for miner attention is what we call a gas war, and it can drive up fees even further. Unfortunately, Coinbase smart wallets don't do much to protect you from getting caught in the crossfire of these gas wars. So we know network congestion and gas wars are major contributors to high fees. But there's another factor that plays a role, especially when we're talking about Coinbase smart wallets, and that's smart contract complexity. Think of smart contracts like the engines behind decentralized applications. They're basically lines of code that automatically execute transactions based on predefined conditions. But here's the catch: the more complex the smart contract, the more computational power it requires to execute. And guess what? More computational power equals higher gas fees. So, while Coinbase smart wallets aren't directly responsible for the complexity of smart contracts, their reliance on them for many operations means you're more likely to encounter higher gas fees compared to using a basic wallet for simple ETH transfers. Now, let's talk specifically about why Coinbase smart wallets seem to make gas fees even worse. It all comes down to this: extra computation. See, Coinbase smart wallets, while convenient, add an extra layer of complexity to your transactions. With a smart wallet, you're not just sending a transaction directly to another address. You're interacting with a smart contract on the Coinbase platform, which then relays your transaction to the Ethereum network. This extra step involves more computation, and you guessed it, more computation means higher gas fees. In fact, it's not uncommon for Coinbase smart wallet fees to be double the actual value you're trying to send. Imagine trying to send $10, but the fees are $20. Crazy, right? Now, let's dive a little deeper into the technical nitty-gritty of why Coinbase smart wallets can rack up those gas fees. Two words: meta transactions and relayers. A meta transaction is basically a transaction that includes instructions for another transaction. Relayers are like the postal service in this scenario. They're third-party services that execute these meta transactions on your behalf. While this system offers some benefits, like enabling gasless transactions for users in certain situations, it also adds another layer of processing and fees. The relayer needs to be compensated for its services. And guess who ultimately foots the bill? Correct, the user. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. While Ethereum gas fees and Coinbase smart wallets can be a recipe for frustration, there are things you can do to minimize the pain. And it starts with understanding gas optimization. Think of gas optimization like driving efficiently. If your transactions are poorly optimized, you're going to end up paying more in gas fees. One common culprit is sending transactions during peak hours when the network is congested. Instead, try to time your transactions for off-peak hours when the network is less congested. Another factor is transaction size. The more data your transaction includes, the more gas it will consume. Okay, so we've talked about ways to optimize your transactions, but what if I told you there's a way to bypass Ethereum's high gas fees altogether? That's where Layer 2 solutions come in. Think of Layer 2 solutions like toll roads that run parallel to the Ethereum highway. They offer a faster and cheaper way to get to your destination, but you have to pay a small toll to use them. Some popular Layer 2 solutions include Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism. These platforms process transactions off the main Ethereum network, significantly reducing congestion and gas fees. Now, here's the good news. Coinbase smart wallets are compatible with some Layer 2 solutions. This means you can transfer your ETH to a Layer 2 network and enjoy significantly cheaper transactions. Now let's talk about a simple but effective strategy for saving on gas fees. Timing your transactions wisely. Remember that traffic jam analogy we used earlier? Well, the same principle applies here. Just like you wouldn't want to drive through rush hour if you could avoid it, you don't want to send transactions on the Ethereum network when it's congested. The busiest times tend to be during weekdays and when major events or NFT drops are happening. So, when should you transact? Aim for off-peak hours, like weekends or late at night. You'll encounter less traffic, and your transactions will likely process faster and with lower gas fees. If you have some flexibility, try to be mindful of network congestion and time your transactions strategically. Look, I get it. Coinbase smart wallets offer a lot of convenience and access to the exciting world of DeFi and NFTs. But sometimes, the simplest solution is the best one. And when it comes to avoiding high gas fees, especially for smaller transactions, that solution might be to ditch the smart wallet altogether. Think about it. If you're just sending a small amount of ETH to a friend, do you really need all the bells and whistles of a smart wallet? Probably not. In those cases, using a regular Ethereum wallet might be a better option. For those everyday ETH transfers, consider switching to a regular wallet and pocketing the savings on gas fees. So there you have it, folks. Ethereum gas fees are a pain, and using Coinbase smart wallets can sometimes amplify that pain. But the good news is that you're not powerless. By understanding the factors that contribute to high fees and implementing some of the strategies we discussed, you can minimize those costs and keep more of your crypto where it belongs. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more tech breakdowns.